Although we're not jumping big fences, you don't have to jump big fences to get it right. I want you doing things properly over a small cross. But, and this is the big but, if you're doing really nicely and you build a bigger jump, you don't ride it differently. You don't do less, but you don't do more. You must keep coming in the same consistent rhythm. Are you going first, Reiko, please? I like the crosses ridden on, well, 92% power. And you're not really going to get much more than that, however you wiggle about. It's if you just let it drop off to 75 or 80 that you get in a pickle. It's consistency. Bottoms down, dear. If you're in the air, keep coming, Reiko. If you're in the air and you anticipate your landing and you plonk your bottom down early, your horse is just going to have a... That's better, lovely. Yes, if you sit down early while you're over a fence, then your horse will anticipate landing too. If you just think, oh, here we go, and they'll drop a back toe, and you saw exactly what happened to Comanche in the middle. Reiko just mistimed it. Again, it's such a good grid to practice your timing. Would you like to come, Guy? It's such a good grid to practice everything, your timing, your balance, your rhythm, keeping your inside shoulders up still. And of course, you're noticing that mostly they're coming out in true canter, and this is the idea. Lovely, lovely, Anne. Super duper. Good boy, Guy. Forgive me for sounding suspicious, but he has been known to be very cheeky. Very cheeky. Could we turn the grid round, please, girls, and just go once the other way? I know sometimes when you're working at home and you haven't got enough help, it's a damn nuisance to turn the grid round and go both ways. But if you can engineer it and you can bribe someone to come and shift the poles for you, it's by far the better option. If you can do it both ways, your horses just get that practice and don't end up one-sided. So just be thinking all the way around the corner. Remember too, if you're doing this at home, once you change the direction, you change the backdrop, and the horses will just be very slightly suspicious the first time. It's not that they're going to be tricky with the jumping, but unless you encourage them with a teeny bit more leg, you may find they'll just back off because they have a different background. Anne first, please. Now, nudging away, remember, just a touch more push. Lovely. This pony is being a saint today. I'm delighted with him. I'm expecting him to work like this next time you come round mine. I would love to be picking holes in them for your benefit, but I can't. They're both riding so well, and the horses are responding nicely. So have a breather and we'll change the grid. I call it a pattern push grid, and if you ride it with full power and energy, you do not need an expert on the ground to help you. Boyfriend, parent, partner, sister, brother, anyone will do once you explain to them what you're looking out for. If you ride this nicely, it's a very good aid to getting... I'll have one more jump, I think, please. It's a very good aid for doing, for gathering up full impulsion. Thank you, dear. Just a little bit further. That's it. Lovely. I want to point out before we start that you don't need to have a horsey person on the ground, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm hoping because I've got it on the diagonal, the people at the end will be able to see. Because what you're looking for, and you don't need to have a practice eye, and what you want your helper to do, is to look at the horse's hind feet in the middle of the gaps. If the hind feet are like this, then you're spot on for impulsion. If you rattle it in front, then you've given your reins away. And again, you can, if you don't know anything about horses, you can be very smug and say, oh, you gave your reins away, you hit it in front, and it's mostly going to be right. If you don't have enough leg, then you're going to rattle the poles with your back feet. If your feet are there, it's going to be good. But if you start to get a little bit sloppy and don't do enough gathering from leg to hand so that the horse is springy all the way on maximum impulsion, doing everything to full capacity, then their feet, their back feet, and watch for it. I'm hoping you'll be able to see. Tell me when the first one's gone, and if you can't see, then we'll just move it slightly round. But I think you can manage. We're looking for the horses in the middle of that distance, their back feet. I don't want to see them there. I want to see them there and pushing up, not there and pushing along. Whatever you're jumping, you're going to do it better if you have enough leg to your hand and the balance is good so that you're encouraging lots of spring. And this is what I'm hoping to achieve. So, Reiko, would you like to come first? Oh, girls, could you just move the jumps at the side in case Mother comes round and hasn't got enough room to just stuff them at the side, lovey. That would be great. So popping off your left rein, jumping, and just coming round and relaxing. And I think, Anne, you could probably follow on. But I don't want a head-on collision, please. So that's what you're looking for. If your horse's back feet are like that, you're good. If you don't rattle with your front legs, you're good. It's just getting that happy balance and practicing until it does feel right. So, eyes on the back feet in the middle of the distance. Oh, very nice. Very nice. When are you girls going to do something wrong? That was really neat. And you could see Comanche was very... Anne, are you ready? You can see Comanche was very active, not hurried. If you go too fast, you're going to have a job to stay clean and pushy. You're thinking about doing the push off the floor. Oh, again, immaculate. Go once more, please, Reiko. We'll just put the crosses up, girls. And again, it's the sort of exercise, you've only just got to put the cross up a little, and it doesn't go up much in the middle, but it's a bit of an optical illusion. And this is something you should think about when you're working at home. You don't have to go big, but an optical illusion is good. If they think they're going to have to jump higher, makes them open their shoulders, just be very springy. Who's going first? Reiko, would you like to just circle and come? And then Anne can come straight away. So again, watching the back feet, watching the front legs. If you rub in front, it's going to be because you've just eased your rein. Perfect. Oh, what can I do? They're not going to do anything wrong, which is probably just as well. I couldn't wish them to do badly, but very occasionally when we're working, we do have a few rattles, and I'd just like to point out whoops, they're all on the best behaviour. I have to say, Guy was perfect, you were forward. And did you just notice Guy stumble? There is nothing wrong with him, there is nothing wrong with the going, but if this happens to you, be honest, and jumped beautifully. She came round the corner, and he was going really well, and she thought, oh, finished, and she dropped her hands. And he hadn't recognised that he'd finished. And when you drop your hands and your horse isn't expecting it, suddenly all that support, and trust me, you need a lot of support to do this as well. Suddenly if that support goes, your horse goes, oh! So just think about it. Plan to pull up, not just relax and expect your horse to read your mind. Once more, please. Now, when you get to this stage, and you're getting a little bit higher with the cross, It's a very unfair exercise to keep them all up. So when we put the back one up, we're just going to, or when we put it up so substantially, we're just going to drop the middle one down slightly. I'm still looking for the pattern push. I'm still looking for accuracy. I'm still looking for the horse to be clean through its shoulders. When you're ready, Reiko. And ready to follow out on, please, Anne. Now keeping hold. Perfect pattern push. Absolutely lovely. Feet were there, just right. A little peak when he came in. Would you like to come again? He suddenly spotted, I mean, horses are, yes, wait for Andy. He suddenly spotted that it was different, and the middle one had gone down, the back one had gone up, and he's not daft, and it just took his attention very slightly. And again, if Reiko had had a teeny bit more leg, lovely, absolutely lovely. Well done, dear. You don't ride that well at home all the time. When you're ready, please, Anne. It's really nice, Reiko. I couldn't wish for him to do it wrong. I don't want him to do it wrong. You just keep riding well, lovey. It's just brilliant. Absolutely super. You've got your halo on today, Guy. Well done.